Live on tape from Brunswick Zone Roswell in Roswell, Georgia. It's the Prodigy Bowlers Tour, a series of unofficial, informal, and impromptu after-league challenge matches held by some of the more active and engaged junior bowlers in our youth program to simulate competition. This is Season 1, Episode 10, Back in the Swing of Things. 1 week ago, the promise of 1 to 3 inches of snow sent Atlantans indoors and forced our junior bowlers to stay home. But now, with the holidays plus a full week of bowling inactivity behind us, the kids are back at the bowl and they're ready to crank up the heat. So let's meet the kids who are in our field today. 7 kids stayed after league to try their hand this week, including a couple of newcomers. Alphabetically, they are Brandon, who finished second in our November 12th episode. Charlie, a 2-time winner on the Prodigy Bowlers Tour this season. Christian, who's making his 4th straight appearance on our show. Jesse, who's appearing for the first time on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Kara, who won a spot in the Ballapalooza Ball Demo Day on our October 1st episode, and then survived 3 different formats to emerge victorious on our December 10th show. Lamar, who's making his first appearance on our Bowlcast. And last but not least, Logan, now a 5-time winner on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. All 7 players began the first game, but only the top 4 will go on to Game 2. Then those 4 will bowl the second game, and only the top 2 will advance to the championship match. And that championship match will be decided by 2 games total pins. Today they'll be bowling on the Kegel navigation pattern Boardwalk. 35 feet and a total volume of a little under 24 milliliters of oil. That's a little less than average. But with the pattern so short, all the oil is concentrated on the front end of the lane. It'll feel to players like there's a lot of oil on the heads, but not on the back end. The pattern is pretty flat all the way across, except for some boards on the very outside. This pattern can actually yield some pretty good scores if you've got the nerve to play out by the edge of the lane. So here we go. Our first match is the 7-player survivor round, where only the top 4 players will survive to advance to match 2. We're joining the action halfway through this first game as Charlie is set to start the 6th frame. And he starts it just the way you'd want to, with a strike. As now we get our first look at Christian. He's playing out by the very edge. And getting a great ball reaction out there. I think that's really where the shot is on this particular pattern. Here's Brandon. He gets a crossover strike. He's playing around the second arrow. I don't think he's going to like the reaction he gets there, although I'm sure he's happy about that Brooklyn. Here's Logan. Now, Logan had been playing a little farther outside, but he pulled that one. Here's Kara. And she gets a nosedive to go. And she's also playing a little farther inside than would be ideal, I would think. Logan goes to get his spare ball. Shoot at the 6. And something disturbs him. Okay, so he's going to wave Lamar on. Lamar, who just joined our league a couple of months ago. As you'll see, Lamar throws it pretty straight. There's the 2-5 for Lamar. It's Logan going for the 6. Look out, it's gone into the moat. And the 5-pin falls over for Lamar as the pin setter's resetting his spare, and the 5-pin goes down. All right. Well, as we've mentioned before, this is unofficial competition. We're bowling open play, essentially. So they're not going to reset spares for us like they would for a league or a tournament. So we'll have to improvise here as we're getting our first look at Jesse on the left lane. Jesse, a two-hander, also new to our league. And look out. Okay, well, that's a little wider than he would have liked. So we told Lamar you have to knock both of these off the lane. And he did! Well, we would have given him a spare anyway. That would have knocked down the 2-5. I'm just kidding about knocking both the pins down. But that's how we roll on this when we have a malfunction like that. Since it's not official, we just make up the rules as we go. Oh, my goodness gracious. Jesse, the dreaded double gutter, and that's his way of welcoming himself to our bowl cast. That's not the first impression I know he would have liked, but we'll see better things from Jesse coming up. Here's Christian on the right lane. And as I mentioned, he's getting a terrific ball reaction playing that outside line. Charlie on the left. And he pulls it a little bit. He's also playing out by the edge, but when you play out there, it's so easy to pull the ball. You just don't want to throw it out there by that last board or two. And that's really where you've got to send it. Here's Logan. About like that. Great ball by Logan. That's more like the reaction he's looking for. Charlie, who doesn't exactly shoot cross lane at these right side spares. I think he would cut down on his angle to chop it if he'd move left, but he covers the 3-6 successfully this time. All right, let's see if Jesse can get something a little better going on here. And that one is too wide. Well, now, looks like we may need to call in the reinforcements. Here's Brandon going for a turkey. And it doesn't quite get up. He leaves the 2-4-5. So Jesse is getting a few words of instruction here from yours truly. Trying to give him a little different strategy on how to play this lane. Here's Brandon going for his spare. And just avoids the chop. All right, this should be a little better. All right, Brooklyn, but a spare nonetheless. And that stops the bleeding for now for Jesse. All right, Kara, strike working. See if she can double up. Nope. Another light hit, another 2-5. Well, as we mentioned before, the players in this particular match are just trying to get into the top 4 so they can move on to match 2. Charlie up on the right lane. And that one doesn't get up. Washout. Kara for her spare. And no problem. All right. I think each one of these kids has about 3 or 4 bowling balls. So we're taking up the rack on this pair and the pair to the right. Charlie had to go get his spare ball for this. No, I take that back. He's going with another ball and nearly makes the washout. Here's Lamar on the left. And that looked pretty good until it jumped high at the very end, and Lamar is faced with the 4-7-10. Lamar comes pretty much straight up the back of the ball, doesn't put a lot on it, doesn't throw it very hard. A little extra speed on that one might have allowed the ball to hold pocket. Look at this. Look at this. Just a little too much 4-pin. And Lamar is open in the 7th. Brandon. Right in the pocket. So there is a strike for Lil B. He's making a strong bid to go on to match 2. Christian, 5 strikes in 7 frames. I'd say he's found the line. And he pulled that one, and there's a lot more oil there. So that ball never quite finished, and neither did Kara's. That's why you leave the soft 10. So both of these youngsters will have a spare to challenge them. Christian trying to figure out exactly where to stand. He will take his strike ball to go at the 2-8. Get up. Oh, it just did. Well, that's why you throw a ball that hooks at double wood, because you can come in a little light and the ball will finish and carry out that back pin. All right, Kara, cross lane at the 10. Look out. And it slides by. So Kara is open in the 8th. Here's Logan. He's got to get a string going here. And that one does not push the way he wanted. And he has the 3, 4, 6, 7. As Lamar crosses over, leaves the 6-10 on the right lane. Well, let's see. Christian and Charlie are safe. We've got Brandon, Kara, Lamar kind of in the same zone. And so Logan, he's got to make this. Gives it a nice try, but it's just a little wide. So Logan is in trouble. 97 through 8. Good conversion of the 6-10 by Lamar. He doesn't throw a lot of power, but he's a pretty good little spare shooter. Here's Jesse. There you go. That's a much better shot. Just a little high. And he leaves a stone 9. Jesse told me that this is the first time he had ever bowled on a sports shot. So he's in for a treat. There's Christian. Boy, he really gets that ball to come back off the edge. I think he's going to like that out there. That's got to push. He just didn't get it wide enough, and so Jesse with another open frame. Well, he's never seen back ends flying like they do on boardwalk on a 35-foot pattern. There you go. That's what you're looking for. Charlie with a strike in the 9th. And he's got a solid game going. All right, projecting. Logan still can shoot 157. That might be enough to go on, but he's got no more room for mistakes. That's an awfully good ball. Just drifted a little high. 4-pin. That drops his potential high score down to 147. Which may or may not be enough. Brandon doesn't quite get up to the head pin, and he leaves the washout. All right. Spare in the 9th for Logan. I think he sees the writing on the wall. And there's a nice conversion of the 1-2-4-10 by Brandon. So as it stands right now, it looks like Christian and Charlie are safely on to game 2. Brandon probably. So the other 3 are going for that final spot, and it looks like it's Kara and Lamar. That one just fell off her hand. She dropped that one. There's a washout. And, oh, look out. Oh, my goodness, what's going to happen here? Well, we have a runaway train. That's the rarely seen 2, 6, 8, 10. Good luck making that. All right, Kara, give this one a go. Get up. Not quite. And Jesse just takes out the 2-8, probably the sensible play. You're not going to make the 2, 6, 8, 10 very often. You're not going to leave it very often either. Well, here's Charlie up in the 10th. That one gets away from him, but a Brooklyn strike. Here's Lamar on the left. He can just about close the door with a mark. But that one goes Brooklyn, leaves the 1-3. That should be a pair of pins that are pretty easy to find. Charlie, wow, puts another one right in the pocket. Get the license number on that one. Look out. All right, Lamar, that is an open in the 9th. That gives him 139. And so Charlie, Christian, Brandon all look to be safe. That's a 7 count for Charlie. That gives him 218. Nice game. Jesse is out. Logan is... well, we don't know yet. Oh! How about that one? How about that one? Looked like it was going to be a stone 9, but the 2-pin had its own ideas. There's a 10-pin for Brandon. Brandon is safe. Even if he throws this one in the ditch, he's got 169. There's a 4-pin for Christian. That was a good ball. And now he can tie Charlie for top score here with a conversion. Let's see here. Brandon 169, even if he misses. That will get him in. So Jesse appears to be out. Yeah, he's out. That'd be 128, the best he can do. And everybody else is already past that. There's an open for Brandon. So 169 is the 3rd place number. So it comes down to this. Logan's still in it. Kara and Lamar. And there's a spare for Christian for a 218. Oh dear, Kara's ball doesn't get up, and she leaves the 4-5 split. Logan's got to have this. And he leaves a 4. And look at here, the 5-pin fell out for Kara. Again, this is open play, so she's just going to shoot at the 4. Now, the scoring will give her a spare, but we could have some controversy here. If she gets in on that after leaving the 4-5, well, we might have to phone the commissioner on that. Oh, wait a minute, I am the commissioner. All right, well, if she fills it up, she shoots 150. Logan is now out. Logan and Jesse are out. It's down to Kara and Lamar. And Kara, with that strike on her fill ball, finishes with 150. But that spare that she got was one of those goofy things that was a result of a machine malfunction. She got to shoot a different spare than the one she had up. Lamar, well, if he gets a spare here and good count, all will be forgiven. It won't matter. He would have gotten in anyway. So come on, Lamar, make it official. We don't want any controversy hanging over this. No offense to Kara, we love Kara. There's a Brooklyn for Jesse in the 10th. Now the scoring is calling that a foul. Did he step on the line? Well, don't know. All right, Lamar, got to have this. That would make it a clean win, and he's in. So just keep it on the lane. Apparently Jesse did foul on that first ball, and he will get 8 on the second ball, and that will be a 106 for Jesse. He got his baptism of fire today. Boy, I tell you. All right, Lamar. That will send you on to the next game. So there you go. It's Charlie, Christian, Brandon, and Lamar who will be advancing. Kara, Logan, and Jesse are the 3 who are eliminated. We have to say goodbye to Kara, Logan, and Jesse. Say goodbye to Kara, Logan, and Jesse.
Bye, Kara, Logan, and Jesse. Bowling in the USA. Bowling in the USA.
All right, so 4 players have advanced to Game 2, and we've winnowed the field to just Charlie, Christian, Brandon, and Lamar. Only 2 will survive this game to advance to the championship match. Charlie will start this game on the right lane. And that is a heck of a way to start the game. He just shreds the rack. Charlie sending a message here. Pulled it way left. That just barely catches the head pin, and Christian leaves a difficult 3-9 spare. Brandon pulls it left and gets a Jersey squasher. That's a good conversion there. A spare to start for Christian. And now Lamar, in his very first Prodigy Bowlers Tour event, gets past the first game, and here he is with some of the big guns. Pulls this one, but Lamar's ball is never going to hook too far. So he leaves the 1-3-6-10. You don't see a right-hander leave that too often. Christian up on the right lane. Pulled it. Well, there's the 1-3-6-9. All right. Got to get up. Got to get up. And it doesn't quite make it back. So Lamar open in the first frame. Christian with another difficult spare. He's making it awfully hard on himself with some of these leaves. See, he trusted that one out to the right. That's where he wanted the first ball to finish. Charlie's ball doesn't quite get up, but he leaves a routine spare, the 2-pin. All right, Lamar, let's see what you can do here.
Hero, you have such a girl's handwriting.
Ball is gonna finish in the Brooklyn pocket. He leaves a 9-pin. And there's Charlie's spare. Easy conversion. Haven't really had a chance to work much with Lamar yet. He just joined us here not long ago. But he loves the game. And he's a pretty good little spare shooter, as I mentioned earlier. Here's Brandon. That one looked like it slipped off his hand a little bit. And he leaves the 2-7. Charlie with a little trouble with the approach there. Looked like he slipped, fell off balance at the end. But it was a solid strike as he tomahawks out the 10-pin with the 6. The left-hander's baby split for Brandon. Let's see what he can do with it. That's how it's done right there. All right. Spares so important when you're bowling on a sports shot. All right, that time Christian kept it outside a little bit. Still a little inside where he's really wanting to throw it, but he may have moved in just to try to stay ahead of the transition. Brandon pulls it left and leaves the 5-9. And there's another Brooklyn for Lamar. And, well, we're having problems with the pin setter on lane 26. When it sets a 5-pin back down, it seems to knock it over every time. And so we're contemplating what to do here. Lamar going for the 9, and this one, he doesn't hook it a lot, but he hooked it just enough to miss on the left. Here's what happened with the spare that Brandon left, the 5-9, as the pin setter knocks it over. So, well, what we do in situations like this is we just drop back 10 and punt, really. If this was league or tournament, you would have the facility reset the spare, but since we're just bowling open play here, this is unofficial competition, we're just going to let him shoot at an imaginary 5-9, and I'll be the judge as to whether he would have gotten it. So just imagine the pin standing, and that would have made them. He would have caught the left side of the 5-pin, knocked it into the 9, and we're giving Brandon a spare in the 3rd. Never a doubt. All right, Charlie. Good ball. Really good ball. I love the swish-and strike. That's my favorite strike. Where that 5 whistles over into the 7. All right, Christian. That one was out by the edge where he wants to be. That's his sweet spot right there on this pair of lanes today. And Brandon gets a Brooklyn strike. Here's Lamar, pulls it left, and this one is going to miss well left. Lucky to get 8, but he got 8 and leaves a very makeable spare in the 1-3. Got everything but the 2 he was trying to hit. was a good ball by Christian. It just didn't quite finish. He may have thrown it a little harder. Oh, he chops the 1 off the 3. Wow. Now, tough break for Lamar, who has his 3rd open in 4 frames now. Christian going at the 10 and misses it. And Charlie looks like he is now totally lined up. That's a turkey for Charlie and 4 strikes in 5 frames. He's got it going. All right, Lamar, let's see a big bounce back here. Pulls this one a little left, but it stays in the Brooklyn pocket. But, oh my goodness, he doesn't quite rattle out the 10 pin and leaves a difficult split. Brandon, week 10. Ball just doesn't quite face up. He's just not playing the lanes correctly. All right, Lamar, get this ball over left of the 5 pin, slide it into the 10. Look out. Just a little left of the mark. So the troubles continue for Lamar, but, well, he's finding out all about what this competition offers. There's a spare for Brandon. He's hanging in there. Well, still mark it down as a strike. Oh, well, Christian trusting the ball out to the right. Trusted it just a little too far that time. He's playing so close to the edge, you really have to expect some of those. But if you're not used to playing the gutter shot, you know, you throw one in the gutter and it's real easy to snatch the next one and have it go way left. You've really got to have some discipline to be able to trust the next one. And he did. Look at this. Great shot. Wow. He could easily have let that first one get in his head. Brandon goes through the face and leaves the 4, 6, 7. All right, Lamar, come on. Another pull. We're going to have to work on that. Gets a 9 count, leaves a 10 pin. Brandon will just go for 2, save the count. Uh-oh. Well, that's 7 out. Those 2 pins could prove costly at the end. Lamar with a spare. Christian up on the left lane, working on a spare. Oh, he made another good pass at it. We had talked about him keeping his speed down a little bit so the ball could read the back end. And boy, he really is doing it nicely. And Charlie carries a wall shot. And now he has a 5-bagger. He has really thrown down the gauntlet and made a statement about getting himself into the championship match. Another pull by Lamar. And that ball goes left and leaves the 1-3-9. Brandon, a little better shot there, but it goes high. Leaves the 6-10. So it's looking like Charlie is safely on to the next game. Lamar may be the odd man out, although he makes a nice spare there, covering the 1-3-9. He's got, let's see, he's got 31 pins to close to catch Brandon, who at the moment is chasing Christian for the 2nd spot in the final match. Charlie's 5-bagger comes to an end as he leaves a 7-pin. See if Christian can continue to trust it. Pulled it a little bit. Maybe why he left that 9-pin. Still pretty good ball. Certainly a makeable spare. Charlie taking his time at the 7-pin. But he pulls it and throws it in the gutter, and it's a ball that's not going to have a big consequence, but it'll cost him a few pins and score. Either way, he's safely on to the finals as Christian converts his spare in the 8th. Brandon up in the 8th. Take a look at his footwork here. Ball comes up a little thin, leaves the 2, 4, 5, 7. Lamar, another Brooklyn. This one mixes them up, and he gets them all to go. I got to learn that trick. All right, Brandon's still in it here. He needs to bear down on these spares. All right. Charlie on the right. Comes up high. Leaves the 4, 7. Charlie is safely on. Christian and Brandon are vying for that second spot, so let's see. Pulled it. Leaves the 6. And there's a spare for Charlie. Christian got to make this 6-pin. Keep some distance between him and Brandon. But no, he misses on the left. And watch this. This is why. He's playing. Look where the ball is. It's over the second arrow. You don't play right side spares over the second arrow. You play them over the third or fourth arrow. Get inside the ball track. All the traffic in there, even a plastic ball is going to hook a little bit. And that's exactly what happened as Lamar's first ball in the 9th comes up a little light. He leaves the 2, 4, 5. So with that open frame by Christian, now he really has opened the door for Brandon. Brandon is going at a 178 pace. That means if he just strikes spare the rest of the way. Lamar with a spare. 178 might be enough to get him past Christian. All right, he needs this spare, though. Brandon can't afford any more mistakes. Through the nose, Charlie leaves the 3, 6. Still got a good game here. All right. Brandon got to have this. There is a conversion, and he will go into the 10th frame, trailing Christian by 5 pins. That spare by Charlie gets him into the 220s with good count. Christian needs a double right here to shut out Brandon and secure that second spot. A mark would force Brandon to double. Oh, no! Well, that's trouble. If he opens, Brandon will only need a mark to beat him. And a 7 count for Charlie. That'll finish at 222. Good game. All right, Christian going for it. Good try. A bold try, but it's an open frame. So 169 Brandon needs a mark of any kind and decent count. A spare and good count will do it. Oh, that's way left. He leaves the 1-3-6. And let's see here. He will need a spare and 7. Okay. There's a 9 count for Lamar. Lamar will not be going on to our championship match. But this has been good experience for him, and I'm sure he will take something away from this, a learning experience. All right, Brandon, gotta have it. Must spare to go on. Oh, look out. Oh, no. Well, spare shooting. It always comes down to spare shooting, doesn't it? Well, it's going to be Charlie and Christian going for bragging rights next.
Hello, friend. I'd like to bowl a few lines.
Brought your own bowling pins?
Why, sure. Folks who know the score know you get more action from these pins. See that big red crown that goes all around? Means it's a real red crown Dura King bowling pin made by Brunswick. Makes the game more fun. Now, why don't you have these high-scoring pins, friend?
We got them. Look at the plaque.
Brunswick, Dura King, Red Crown pins. You've got them all right. Can't wait. Just love to bowl against those pins.
All over America. More people are bowling against Red Crowns than any other pins. Just ask for the big Red Crowns Dura King bowling pins by Brunswick.
So now we're down to our 2 finalists for this week's bragging rights, as Charlie's 222 got him easily onto the championship match, and Christian survived a close call to make it to the final showdown. Congratulations to all our kids, Brandon and Lamar, who were eliminated in the second match, and all 7 of our bowlers who began this competition. But now it's up to Charlie and Christian to decide the winner. Remember, it's 2 games, total pins. And Charlie starts us out on the left lane. And just like the last game, Charlie starts out with a powerful strike. And as I mentioned to Christian during the break, Charlie's been bowling really well. You're going to have to bring your A game if you want to compete with Charlie today. The 2 players that were playing the outside line meet in the finals. And Christian comes up just a little bit light, and that leaves the 2 and the sleeper 8. Difficult spare to start the match with. This is a 2-game match. Total pins will decide it. And Christian having some chit-chat with someone, not sure what that's about. Oh, that's left. That's way left. And that's a huge mistake to start, as he surrenders a 12-pin lead after just 1 frame. My goodness. It's not what he had in mind to start. All right. Oh, well. Well, he's off to a blazing start. All right. The thing you can't do in a situation like this is panic. Okay, you made a bad mistake. You whiffed a spare in the first frame, and then you threw one off the cliff to open the second frame. You got to focus and trust it. Make a good shot. Well, that was not a great shot, but it was a great result. And now Christian with a mark. At least he's on the board now. But that was sort of a predictable second shot after he threw one in the ditch to pull the second one away from the gutter. That is the common reaction. Here's Charlie. Chance to really extend the lead early. Oh, man, what a good shot. Ringing 10. You can't bring a better shot than that one. He will go cross lane at this. Little trouble with the approach again. It looked like he slipped. And now the two have exchanged mistakes. And that 12-pin lead is now gone. Well, there's a lot of frames left. One thing about match play is you have to stay calm and remain focused. There's 10 frames, or in this case, 20 frames to be played. That's another good ball by Charlie. That's 3 good first shots. And only 2 marks to show for it. But as it stands right now, even with his terrible beginning, Christian is even in the match. So he's got to take some solace in that. And there you go. He trusted that one out to the edge and was rewarded for it. So that strike gives Christian a chance to take the lead for the first time if he can double up here in the fourth. Looking at his footwork, it looks pretty good. That's a really good shot. And there is the double. Charlie steps up in the fourth, needing to match that strike just to keep pace. And that one goes a little high, and he leaves the 310 baby split. Well, at the end of the second frame, after Christian had thrown one on the moat and made the spare, and the way Charlie was bowling, you'd have thought that Christian was in over his head here, but things turn quickly in bowling. Oh, he gets it through the back door, and there is a spare for Charlie, and boy, he needed that one to avoid slipping farther behind. But now, so far, Charlie has found, well, I was about to make a comment about the good success he's having on the left lane, but the bowling center has just notified us that the kids who left their equipment down on the high end of the center need to go get it, because there's a birthday party coming in. And you know how bowling centers are about their birthday parties. So before the kids show up for the birthday party, our kids need to get their equipment and move it off those lanes down there and bring it down here, which they should have done when they first started bowling down here, but we wait. And by the way, let's take this opportunity to wish everyone who's having a birthday this month in January, happy birthday. Yes, indeed. blow out the candles before your house burns down. All right, here's Charlie in the 5th. He hasn't missed on the left lane yet this game. And he still hasn't. Wow, that was a powerful strike. All right, let's see if Christian can keep this success going.
This is why I just had it. Oh, here it is.
And if he can keep trusting this shot. He does. He throws it out there. This one comes up a little light. And he leaves the 4-pin. That's fine.
Okay.
Keep the ball in play. That's what you've got to do on sports shots. And make your spares. Keep the ball in play and make your spares. Boy, there's a formula that's going to bring success on almost any oil pattern. All right. All right, so Christian now with the spare working. Charlie can move out ahead since he's now got a strike up. But Charlie hasn't struck yet on the right lane this game. That one may be a little too wide. That one looks like Christian moved his feet left a little bit and just threw that thing a little wide of the mark. He doesn't have too much room to miss right. But that is the 1-2-4-8. He loses 4 pins in count, so the lead drops to 5 now because he was working on a spare, and he needs to make this. And he does. Okay. So Charlie moves up on this lane that has bedeviled him so far this game. And that one goes through the nose. At least he didn't leave a split, but he did leave a difficult, very choppable spare in the 3-6-10. We talked about this before. He shoots this down the right side of the lane. I think he would be better served playing down the left side of the lane at the 3-6-10. Maybe not with the 9-pin, but he didn't have the 9-pin there. Anyway, that is a spare for Charlie. And so the lead remains 5 pins. Christian out in front for the moment. That one doesn't quite get up, and my goodness, what a way to get 5. The 1, 2, 4, 8, 10. That doesn't look like any fun at all. And Charlie will go to the other rack to grab a different ball to shoot at this. Just got to get the ball a little left of the head pin. Knock it into the 10. The ball will take care of the rest of them. Oh no, it hooks by the head pin, but that's how you make the 2, 4, 8, 10. A lot of people think you have to throw it straight at that. You don't. You want to hook it into the 2, 4, 8, 10. But that's not what he was shooting at, and Charlie now open in the 7th. And the lead grows to 21. Christian in command of this match. Well, well. Wow, he really got that one out. It almost made it all the way back. But he leaves a 10-pin. I got to tell you, I know Christian does not like playing out by the edge. This is the first time he's really stayed committed to it when the lanes have called for it. There's a good conversion of the 10-pin. Again, I'd like to see him shoot that more toward the center of the lane across the third or fourth arrow rather than down the right side of the lane. But it is a spare nonetheless. And now let's see what he can do in the 8th frame. That's wide. Does not get up. Lucky to get any pins at all. That could have been swimming. He leaves the 1, 2, 8. And he loses 3 more pins and count. But if he can convert the spare, he's bowled a pretty good game. I mean, save for that whiff in the first frame. I don't know what happened there, but save the whiff of the spare in the first frame and the ball in the moat in the second frame. He's bowled pretty well this game. All right, I'm not sure exactly what caused him to decide to reset, but here you go. And that is a conversion of the 1, 2, 8. That's how it's done. All right. Charlie just cannot get the line figured out on this right lane. It's just eluding him thus far. He'll figure it out, I'm sure. Going at the 6-10. And covers it. Okay. So I'm not sure what has happened to the lanes, but they've cooled off. Charlie with, what did he shoot the first 2 games? 218, 222. And now he's going at a 172 pace. Got that one out a little bit better and carries the light shaker. And it's more like the reaction he's looking for. He's still got a possible 192. That'd be a good game. All right, Christian up on the right lane. Kibitzing. All right. Bowl. Really like to see these kids stay focused on their bowling when they're bowling. That's why. You get distracted and you forget your routine. You get out of your rhythm. And the next thing you know is you throw a wild shot. This game is so mental that if you allow your concentration, your focus to drift off, I know it's a social game. I know we're just playing here. But if you want to perform your best, you need to stay in it mentally. And Christian chops the 3-9 off the 1 for an open frame, and his 17-pin lead is now down to just 3. And I was just singing his praises about what a good game he has bowled, and then up pops the devil in the 9th frame, and now he's got to scramble just to avoid letting Charlie beat him. Focus, focus, focus. Of course, we are talking about 13-year-olds here, right? Good ball there. Ringing 10.
Really?
All right. Well, he obviously got back into it that time. That was a good ball. and could have struck. I was just going to say, we are talking about 13-year-old. Squirrel! I know Christian's a little easily distracted. There's a spare in the 10th, though, so he has a possible 175. That would force Charlie to get the first strike in the 10th to take the lead into game 2. And there is a Brooklyn hit that yields 8 pins. He leaves the 3-9, and that is a 173. Charlie will need a strike right here to take the lead. And there is a strike right there to take the lead. Let's see if he can get another strike and get into the 190s. Looks pretty good. Looks really good. He stuffed that one. So he can fill it up for 192. And that would give him a 19-pin lead going into game 2. It's a Brooklyn, but it counts, and that's exactly what we've got, is a 19-pin advantage for Charlie as we head into the decisive final game. Each of our winners on Prodigy Bowlers Tour throughout the season is invited to sign the trophy pin. At the end of the season, the player who has signed it most often and thereby has won most often will be presented with the pin as a keepsake to commemorate their wholly justifiable claim to bragging rights in perpetuity for the 2016-17 bowling season. And how is the race for the pin stacking up? Well, so far, Logan has won 5 times on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Charlie and Kara are tied for second with 2 wins apiece. They've got some catching up to do if they want to have a chance to take this pin home at the end of the season. Charlie can narrow that gap by 1 if he can hang on to his 19-pin lead through 1 more game. And Christian, who has been shut out up to now, I know would love nothing more than to put his name on that trophy pin. And he's got a chance to do it if he can overcome this 19-pin advantage that Charlie has on him going into this decisive final game. And here we go. Oh my goodness, what a way to start. Well, that's not what he had in mind, obviously. But you know what? When you play the gutter, you're gonna throw some gutter balls. It's just the way that shot works. The trick is to not panic. You've got to recommit and throw another one right out there by the edge. And look at this, he just yanks it left, and nothing good will come of that. And he is open in the first frame. And so Charlie's lead extends to 32. When you play out by the gutter, it is a high-risk, high-reward shot. You've got to stay committed to the line. There's one out there by Charlie. This one doesn't quite get back. Look at this. And there is a wide open split. The 2-4-10. So Charlie will take a different rock to throw at this one. Hooking it in there. Oh, hooking it well by and misses them all. And look at this. The lead is right back to 19 as Charlie returns the favor. Well, now, I did not see that coming. All right. Better shot. Oh, doesn't quite get up. That looked pretty good to me, but it just didn't finish. 1, 2, 8, 10. And an inauspicious start for Charlie here in this second game of our 2-game championship match. Got to get the ball left of the head pin, knock it into the 10. Oh! The one bad break you can get when you hit the ball on the left side of the head pin, you send the head pin right around the 10. Wow. A bad break for Charlie and a good break for Christian, who is now within a mark on the match. Pulled that one too. Gets away with it though. All right. That's 2 in a row he's pulled left. Can he stay committed to that outside line? It's tricky. It's scary playing out there, I know. I love playing out by the gutter. It's my favorite shot. This one comes up a little light. That was not a bad shot. At least he stayed committed to it. He leaves the 2-8. Makeable spare. I think he maybe threw that one just an ounce too hard, so it didn't quite get a chance to read the lane, but all right. Stay committed. Get up. He takes out the 8, leaves the 2, and we're seeing a lot of mistakes here in this game. See if Charlie can get back on the horse here. Oh, that's another really good ball. Ringing 10. In the pocket, though. Charlie will change to his urethane ball to shoot this from the extreme left of the lane. This is where I want him to stand when he's shooting the 3-6. Makes the 10. And the lead is 20. That's a cumulative total, counting the first game and where we are thus far in this game. That is the match running total on the lead differential. All right. Charlie on the left. Oh, that was close. Just didn't have quite enough push. Comes up high, leaves the 4 pin. And that one is a conversion right there. So they're tied this game. Charlie took a 19-pin lead from the first game into this second game, so that's where we stand, a 19-pin spread. Christian gets it out this time, and it comes back just not quite enough. Just leaves the 2-pin. Not a bad shot. Rather stay there than pull it and risk going through the nose, or heaven knows what you might leave if it gets away left. As he goes for the 2-pin. What is this? He threw that ball out to the right like it was going to hook back, like it was his strike ball. That spare ball, you got to go right at it. But there is another mistake, and Christian now 30 pins back, just 6 frames left. So he's got some catching up to do here. That's a much better ball there. That's as good as you can throw it.
Good shot.
All right. Charlie in a commanding position now. Can he put it away? Comes up a little light. Leaves the shaker 7. Should be a routine spare. Hooks at it this time. And hooks by it. Misses the 7 pin twice today. He missed it throwing pretty straight at it earlier, and this time he hooks at it and hooks it into the gutter as well. So Charlie surrenders part of that big lead he had. It's now 18. He's up in the 6th. And this one drifts high, and he leaves the 3, 6, 9. Now this spare, unlike the 3-6, I wouldn't mind seeing him shoot down the right side of the lane with a ball that hooks. But it looks like he threw his urethane, and that doesn't hook enough to carry out the back pin.
Fine with that.
So that's another open, and now we have a match that is within a mark. Christian down by 7, and he can take the lead with a strike right here. That was dangerously close to the edge. He just got that one out a little too far, and he leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8. Needs to convert it. Needs to convert it to stay within shouting distance. There's still 4 frames left. We've got some bowling left to do here. This is anybody's contest. And now Christian having a timeout or something, I'm not sure. Getting some words of instruction, I suspect. Look out, look out. Oh, he gets away with it. You want that ball to the left of the head pin, not over there. But he makes it anyway. And that keeps this match close. That was a break. All right. Christian up on the left. There's a good ball there. Oh, it just hooks a little high. And now he's got himself another difficult spare. The 3, 6, 10. The reason you want to shoot this from the left side is that it cuts down the angle that you could chop the 3 off the 6, or the hit the 3 high and send the 6 whistling around the 10. Like he almost did there, but he gets away with it. He missed that enough to the left. That's like pulling your tee shot into the next fairway if you're playing golf. All right, Charlie. Light. Gets away with it. 2 pin. Could have been worse. Did not lose any pins in count because he wasn't working on a spare or a double. So the lead is still 10. If he converts. Oh my goodness gracious. He whiffed the 2 pin. I don't believe my eyes. And now Charlie surrenders the lead. Christian takes the lead sitting on the bench. Okay. Still 3 frames left. Pulled it well left. That's the next fairway in golf right there. He pulled that thing so far to the left it almost missed the head pin, but he got a reverse blower strike. It's okay. When you get strikes, you take them. Christian sends this one out to the right and gets a strike. And now we're getting down to the very end. We've got a match that is 1 pin with 2 frames to play. Oh, he threw that one really good. Look at this. And with that, Christian extends his lead to 11. Charlie needs this to keep pace. Oh, you take them any way you can get them. Okay, well, if they both strike out, Christian wins by 1. So, whatever Charlie does, he can't shut out Christian. Whatever he does, Christian's got a match. Oh, and Charlie goes through the nose and leaves the 3-6-10. And in the process, loses 3 pins in count. And that may be the bigger problem when all is said and done. He will take his urethane ball and go right at it. Gets it on the back side. That is a spare. May not have been textbook, but that will force Christian to mark in the 10th, assuming Charlie doesn't do something crazy here, like airmail one over onto lane 27. There you go. Brooklyn strike, that's a 148, so Christian needs a mark. Christian needs a mark to win. Anything less, it's Charlie's day. Oh, look out!
Yes!
How about that?
That was literally on like the half board.
It was on the half board. Look at this. Let's take another look. Look at this ball. Look at this ball hanging over the edge. That's at about 38 feet. And here it comes.
Okay.
Just tickles the head pin, and he gets the tossed salad strike. And that will do it, assuming he keeps this one on the lane, and he does. And that's enough.
Sorry, Charles.
I know how happy this makes Christian.
Really?
Watching all his friends win on Prodigy Bowlers Tour, it was killing him that he hadn't won yet. But that is a 180 and a 13-pin victory for Christian. We'll be back to have him sign the trophy pin right after this.
Schlegel rolling for a spare. And he's in the groove. Walter A. Williams Jr. needs a strike to win. And Walter A. buries it. That man sure can boogie.
50 years and still rolling strong. Watch the Lumber Liquidators PBA Tour Sunday at 1 p.m. on ESPN.
To the victor go the spoils. So Christian gets to sign his name to our trophy pin. His 2-game total of 353 was enough to win, and I know he's thrilled. He was talking all day about wanting to sign that pin. He actually seemed a little nervous when I handed him the pen to sign it with.
I'm literally shaking right now. Look at this.
Is he shaking?
I'm shaking. This is not me at all. I'm literally shaking.
He's shaking. Congratulations.
I've been waiting since September for this one. Feels good.
Yes, winning always feels good. Here's another feel-good story. The very next day after this episode of Prodigy Bowlers Tour was recorded, Charlie was bowling with some of the kids from the Georgia All-Stars, a team of elite junior bowlers from all across Georgia. And here was his 12th ball after stringing the first 11 strikes. Congratulations to Charlie on bowling his first ever 300 game.
Congratulations.